Yeah, just put it on. Let her be there. You are doing you a lot of good. It's not good for you to be on camera, Abby. It's only other people that should be
But
on
then was
camera.
discussing. I'm not in the show. Yeah, but you're still showing. That's fine.
Nonsense. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. Camera. Oh.
That's not loud.
And then this guy doesn't know that my voice is loud. Lakumi.
Your voice is loud, so I
Yeah, but
always
so
bring it down.
I always tell you to bring it down.
But I did bring it down for you
Eh,
last time.
after you argued with me.
Hmm?
After you argued with me first. I brought it down. You're looking at me. You took it back up. Then you brought it
I didn't
down.
argue you. I just gave you a look.
You argued with me with your eyes. Wait, why am I wearing shoe? Let me come out my shoe.
Mike's up.
Alrighty, ladies, you're welcome back. If you just joined us, this is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Locker Room 981, and the one with the crystal ball, the one that knows all things sports. I'd rather dancing in the background right here. Tega Supreme is with us in the studio this morning. Good morning, Tega.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
everybody. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. I don't know about the rest of Lagos.
I'm not asking you.
Oh, you're
I'm
not
asking
asking me?
everybody outside. I know how you
Well,
are
I'm the
doing.
only
You're
one in
looking
the
for my
studio,
trouble.
so you said, "How you doing?" So it's only
I said-
natural that I think it's me you're talking to.
I said, good morning, everybody. What's your name?
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Don't mind Kayode. I was greeting people. So I had great news. Was it yesterday? I was just looking through, and I heard that the Stanbic IBTC is sponsoring women journalists,
Yeah.
women sports
That's
journalists.
fantastic.
So if you're a woman sports journalist, just get ready. Something big is coming. So I heard that okay, they're sponsoring the NFF, but they're sponsoring women journalists.
Yes,
So just
and
to
you're
push
leading the
into
pack
that.
as far as women sports journalists are concerned, so I can understand.
I don't
I can also understand
I
why
don't
you're
know
really
if it's
excited.
I don't know if it's
Why you're
for
really excited about this.
I don't know if it's for all the journalists. I just know that it is for journalists. I saw the news somewhere yesterday and I was like, okay, that's great news.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to
All right,
shout out to all the women journalists.
That is true. So if you're out there and you want to jump into our conversation this morning, you can do that via our YouTube platform. It's youtube.com/smooth981. We're streaming live. You can get a glimpse of Tega and all in all her glory. And at the same time, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp. Send your messages to 0809 444 0981. Okay, so let's talk about Victor Osimhen, right?
Yes.
So Osimhen has declared himself fit to play for Nigeria at the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon next month. His participation at the tournament had looked in doubt after he sustained a serious facial injury in November, which looked set to rule him out of the game for 3 months.
Yes. So remember that game? It was Napoli Inter Milan, and Victor Osimhen had a collision, and he broke his eye socket and his chin. They said he was going to be out for 3 months. It looked bad. But yesterday they brought his mask, and so he can now play. So he's just putting it out there. Now that there's an interim coach, and now that European Commission is saying we don't want to send players to Africa because there's COVID, as if there's no COVID in Europe. Because of all of that drama, he's just saying, look, I'm available to be selected. So should they require a Nigerian striker? Victor Osimhen, I'm a fit and available Nigerian striker, so people should call me. but I mean, when I saw the news yesterday, I was dancing because it was great news. Paul Onwatri is out for Nigeria. Well, maybe out for Nigeria because he picked up a hamstring injury for his club in Belgium, and so that's one striker out. Then Victor Osimhen's out, and Victor Osimhen is a flaming hot striker in Europe,
We need him.
not across Africa alone, across Europe. So Nigeria needs him. Um, so to not have had him, people are not saying God of Igalo is working. You know how
And
Nigerians
it's
can
actually
talk.
true, really.
At the end of the day, he's available and fit, so great one for us. So again, remember that AFCON starts on January 9th. Patrice Motsepe, even if today is the day that the final news will come out, but Patrice Motsepe had already released some news reports, had already spoken to some media men and said, you know what, the AFCON is going to go on as planned. So January 9th is the day, so it's great for Victor Osimhen to be around for us. So for me, that's the best news I've had all week.
I hope that
Victor
they do
Osimhen.
select him, but I also hope that he comes in as a
How
sub
can you
because
be hoping that they
wait
select him?
now. The
That
reason why I say this is because I mean, for literally from what you said, his from what I read and from what you said, his eyes almost popped out of his socket. So I mean, it's a
please,
scary
they moved
situation.
Kevin De Bruyne's jaw. He's not playing football. What are we saying?
Okay, all right.
These players break
This
things.
sounds like eyes. This eyes
No,
popped out of his sockets.
it's not, the eye did not pop out of the socket. Nothing happened to his eye. Just the bone was fractured. He's
Hmm.
fine. He has a mask on. He's available to play for us because whether he if we don't call him, he'll go and play for Napoli on January 6th or
And still
7th.
collect his money.
So,
Okay.
so we better call our guy and let's take him. But there's no way that they will not call him. I mean, he's the striker you need.
Also, let's talk about some basketball news. Booker 18 pushes Suns past Lakers to 108 to 90. Now, Devin Booker continued to distance himself from a hamstring injury that cost him 7 games, scoring 24 points with 9 rebounds and 7 assists as the Phoenix Suns earned a 108 to 90 victory on Tuesday night over the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes. So that's what it is. Big, huge one for Devin Booker and Phoenix Suns. So at the end of the day, if you've been watching the NBA, if you've been watching the NBA, there are two teams that have popped out for you: Warriors, Golden State Warriors, and Phoenix Suns. Now, Phoenix Suns had an 18-game unbeaten run until December 3rd. After they started the season very poorly. Um, but since then, they have been smoking hot. So they get to the Lakers, and this was at Staples Center. I know they've changed the name to crypto.com center. We'll get used to it eventually. But so far, at Staples Center, this was happening on Lakers' home court. And the Lakers got up against the Phoenix Suns last season in the playoffs. When they met, it looked like until Anthony Davis got the injury, and of course LeBron James was struggling physically, it looked like the Suns were not going to get through. But they managed to defeat the Lakers eventually when those two events occurred, and they went all the way to the finals. So they were very close last season when it came to form. This season, the gulf is wide. You knew that the Lakers were going to fall. The question was by how many points, and that's how poorly the Lakers have performed this season. Even with LeBron James on court, he finished with 34 points. He had a fantastic game, but the king alone couldn't do the job.
The team
The,
needed to
the
support.
wise men were not supporting. There were really no wise men there. But part of that problem, I want to say part of the problem is because the Lakers rosters have been affected by COVID. But even with all the big names in COVID, they haven't been able to sync up with each other. So that problem was there before. The fact that they had some few short contract players on court for them to last night was just an addendum. So you know how the NBA is, you can sign a 10-day contract. God, I love the NBA. You can, yeah, if you're so their team is struggling because of COVID, a lot of players are out. So they got a lot of players. Isaiah Thomas was playing in G League, has a 10-day contract. He hasn't played in the NBA for a
10-day
while.
contract.
Yes, you can get a 10-day contract.
Oh, wow.
Trevor Ariza is back in the Lakers briefly too. They just have a couple of players back for them for a few days. So earn big money for 10 days. Go back
So
to
it's
your
going to be in your resume that you played for the Lakers, even if it's
yes.
just for 10 days.
Yes, go back to your G League and go and continue your hustle. But for now, you have NBA on your CV and the Lakers for that matter. So they had those people as support cast. However, you can complain that G League Isaiah Thomas scored 1 of 11 shots, but Tailing, who is a Laker roster player, scored 1 of 13. his excuse will be that he just came out of isolation. But I mean, if the people with full contracts cannot play as well,
Yeah.
then what do you expect the G League players to do? So there was that struggle for the Lakers. They couldn't shoot well from the three, and the Suns were killing it all day, every day. They had 9 players in double figures on the day.
Oh wow.
So how do you beat that team? One guy in Lakers has to score
Maybe they
32
learned from
points,
their past mistakes in
and
the
they
last
still
game.
lost. And they still lost. So tough one. But what the NBA plans to serve us for Christmas is the best. So Christmas Day, we have Brooklyn Nets of Kevin Durant and
Mm-hmm.
co taking on Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James and co. And then we have Phoenix Suns against Milwaukee Bucks. That was the final of the NBA last season. So Christmas Day, I just be crossing my leg in the middle of the night with popcorn, having fun with the NBA. So if you're an NBA fan, wait up and watch that. Or you can listen to Locker Room the next day and I tell you what happened. Whichever one.
Why don't you do both of them? Okay, tell you what you should do though. Catch a glimpse of what's happening in the studio. Reach out to us on our YouTube platform. It's youtube.com/smooth981. And also your WhatsApp messages come to 0809 444 0981. Look at Tega dancing in the studio. Okay, that's on YouTube though. Real quick though, let's talk about Arsenal. Okay, so Eddie Nketiah, right? He scored a hat trick as a much changed Arsenal marched into the League Cup semi-finals, beating Sunderland 5-1 on Tuesday. Now Nicolas Pepe, Charlie Patino, on his debut, were also on target for the Gunners the match went as the match went ahead at the Emirates. Without any restrictions on crowd members or crowd numbers, despite the London mayor, that Sadiq Khan, declaring a major incident in the English capital due to the spiraling coronavirus infections.
Yes, so in case you didn't know about all the UK problems that has made other countries to put them on the red list, the serious COVID everywhere. You wouldn't tell from the game that happened at the Emirates.
It's
So,
full. Okay.
I mean, there's still some empty seats, but it's full. Um, so yesterday game went on as planned. I didn't see a lot of masks there, and for me, that's a huge issue. They did tell you that if you got vaccinated, you should still wear your mask and you should still keep social distancing. I didn't see a lot of masks there, and for me, that was a problem. However, people can wear masks. You know how we do it in Nigerian
And then
restaurants.
they
You
get
wear
out.
mask, enter inside, and take off the mask to sit down and eat. So, even if they enforce wear mask walking in, you can't guarantee that somebody is going to wear the mask for all 95 minutes of a football match. That's another story. However, what it means is that Arsenal are through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. Really huge one for Arsenal. So they defeated Sunderland by 4 goals to 1. It was a fantastic game yesterday. All the guys that have not had a lot of game playing time with the senior team in the Premier League, people like Pepe, you saw him feature. Nketiah has been getting very few minutes on the Premier League, even with Aubameyang's drama. But he featured full time here and he got a hat trick. Emil Smith Rowe, who's been coming up as subs in the Premier League and even scoring as he came on, featured very well here. Cedric also played for Arsenal, so
A lot of young guys played for
he
us.
gave a lot of Arsenal players the opportunity to play. Then one 18-year-old Patino comes off the bench and scores the 5th goal. He was just walking around looking like one of the guys. He looked really young. He looked like one of the young guys that escorts footballers out. He gets on and scores a goal. But it was a good day for Arsenal fans, and they're in a good time. They're in a good season. They have a young coach that they stuck with despite the poor start to the season. They have some young players coming through, and they're beginning to get the results. So Arsenal are now in top 4, and now they're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. It's not bad. I mean, considering the fact that Mikel Arteta also won FA Cup when he's
Under Arsene
when
Wenger.
when he became coach of Arsenal. He
Oh,
won,
yeah, yeah,
yes,
that is
he's
true. That
won
is
a
true,
trophy
actually.
as yeah, he's not Tottenham. It's Arsenal. They've won trophy. So he is not out of reach for Arsenal to go all the way and then win the Carabao Cup. However, there are 3 other semi-finals today, and those semi-finals have Tottenham, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester. and either one of those teams
They're big
will
guys.
give Arsenal a tough time in the semi-finals. But let's wait to find out what happens today. Tottenham, in the great form of your life, you saw them play against Liverpool, despite the fact they hadn't played 3 games prior to that game. They played very well against Liverpool. Chelsea, despite the fact that they're struggling and they're grappling, they can still cause you damage on any day. So there's no way you can get comfortable and say we're playing Chelsea, we'll definitely beat them. Leicester City have also been tricky, especially remembering that they won the FA Cup last season. So there's a lot of names that can take your scalp left for Arsenal to face. But the good news is they've done the job that they're supposed to do, which is beat the team in front of them, which was Sunderland, and they're through to the semi-finals. All others try and join us.
Alrighty, don't forget you can send your WhatsApp messages to 0809-444-0981. Okay, let's talk about the Blues. Okay, so Thomas Tuchel said on Tuesday, you know what? Let's hold that story. Let's go on a quick break. But don't forget your messages come to 0809-444-0981. And a message comes in from Ugo Collins. He says, but Arsenal likes free drink. Sha. What does that mean?
He just said it. They like free drink.
Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
Are we good? Are we good? Okay. So I didn't hear the WhatsApp. But we are good. But it's cold. Is it me? I wasn't having this cold when I was downstairs. Is this studio? Do you have something?
No.
Kayode, is your throat scratching you?
It feels like it.
Come and be sitting in that side.
No, it's not.
No.
We'll tell you what it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
We'll tell you what it
No,
is.
I'm serious.
Okay, you tell us, okay? Because it looks like I don't like people that their throat are scratching them around me.
not Omicron,
You know, I'm
right?
not from the UK.
It's not.
I don't have time for all that drama.
Thanks.
It's not Omicron.
I'm sorry, those people. I don't understand those people. I don't understand it. Hospitals are full.
And you're still playing.
Numbers are
This guy
increasing
played.
every day.
El Nene is still there.
Of course. I don't mind that you are still coming out. Wear your mask. It's the simplest thing. Look at that crowd, no mask.
But then again, you know the winter affects them differently than it does here.
Oga, the winter affects them to wear their mask. Even in winter, have you been there in winter? You wear your sweater.
Yeah.
You use
So
it
we're
to cover your
coming in
nose.
after Sunday brunch.
Are you saying?
Add the promo for Sunday brunch.
Okay.
You use your sweater to cover your nose. On a normal day, when you are there, you wear that muffler, you cover your nose with the sweater. So why can't they wear their mask?
They want to be a part of the game.
How? The mask doesn't stop you from being a part of
I'm
the
sure that
game.
they're all vaccinated. Most of them.
It doesn't matter.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's why the other day someone was telling me, but I'm vaccinated. I said, Auntie, you will catch it.
Exactly.
You can get the extra 2 jabs again.
you get a booster jab. You will catch
Israel
it.
is
Israel
looking
is
to
doing
get
4.
4 now. The
Yes,
fourth one.
yes. Let me tell you what I'll be doing. I told you, I'll be upgrading like Apple. When they bring another booster, I take. They bring another booster, I take. You can't catch me.
She says she'll be upgrading like Apple.
That's how it is. I don't think that this COVID is going to go anywhere.
It's not
Because
gonna go. We're gonna live with
if
this forever.
the chemical structure is like that of flu that we've had since and we've not found cure for, I'll be taking jab now. I'll be upgrading. Why far?
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. So if the chemical structure is like you,
Yeah.
people don't see it that way.
If the
Please
chemical
tell
structure
Jimmy.
is like flu, how do you want to cure it when you've not cured flu? I'll be upgrading. Give me. I'll be upgrading. Anyone you do. They say they have booster. They say they have medicine. Anyone you bring, I take.
Oh wow.
If they say they have topical, I take.
You know, people have closed offices.
People have closed office where?
I think people have closed
For Christmas.
Did you see the traffic yesterday?
I was in the yesterday.
Because if I don't go to work, if I don't go to work,
Oh, okay. He heard you.
yeah, no, if I don't go to work, I'm not leaving my house. That's how bad
Thank you,
Lagos has
Chris.
become. So for people to be on the road yesterday, I'm sorry, they have not closed. This morning when I was coming, there was too small. There was too small traffic because I came late. Because me, I've been waking up Christmas, wake up.
Oh
I hope on
my.
Friday morning I don't do my alarm like snooze again.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when the alarm goes up. I'll just press snooze from my sleep.
Well, well, I've not
So,
really
so I've
slept
been,
in 2 weeks.
yeah, so I've been waking up Christmas morning sleep. So I
So
hope
now that
that
you're saying Christmas, I'm spending fried rice. Early morning Christmas fried rice. Man, guys, me, I'm already on holiday.
sorry, in my house they don't cook for Christmas.
You
What
know?
do you guys
Yeah, we
do?
don't celebrate Christmas.
Really? So what do you do?
So we go out and eat other food and celebrating Christmas food. So from when I was little,
That's the way forward.
we don't, they don't celebrate Christmas. So I celebrate Christmas now. My sister celebrates Christmas now, but they don't celebrate Christmas.
Nah, I'm probably gonna go somewhere too.
So we
Usually
used
it
to
goes
go
the
to
beach.
one neighbor's house. They used to have pounded yam and white soup. So
Oh,
people
wow.
eat rice for Christmas, but
Guys,
I'm
we're
used to
going
pounded
in
yam and white soup.
51.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if you have pounded yam and white soup, call me. I'll come to your
I've
house.
never had white soup.
I even do
Never?
makeup safe.
It's lovely.
There's a lot of soup that I've not had, and I feel really
And you
horrible.
think you have lived a
The
life.
issue is I don't know where to get the best. I don't want to eat something and it's
Behind
not
us here.
actually
Free
what I
advert, free
should.
advert, Jeff.
Eh? Eh? Social media advert. You will pay 100K. I will tell sales.
You can get at the back.
I will tell
nice.
sales.
And the food is much.
Yeah, but you
Remember
could
to
get
Plug what?
plug the show.
Okay.
and also remember to call your.
The show.
All right, so we'll
Then
start with the
voila,
message that have come in.
Say again.
We'll start with messages that have come in.
Sunday brunch.
Max up.
4 p.m. every Sunday on Smooth 98.
Alrighty, Lagos, you're welcome back. Smooth 98.1 still is what you're listening to. And don't forget to catch Sunday brunch with the genie. All that jazz on one menu. This is the locker room, by the way. Tega is leading us through conversations, and we're taking messages up on our WhatsApp platform and YouTube. So your messages come to 0809 4440981. And also, you can reach out to us on YouTube. It's youtube.com/smooth981. Let's jump into the first one. This one in from Chimobi Victor. Chimobi Victor says, congrats to my Arsenal team for taking Sunderland to the cleaners. While Leicester City versus Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, I see Liverpool going through via penalty, and for Barcelona, they were just lucky to get a score draw against Sevilla. God bless Nigeria and long live Smooth.
I
Thank
agree
you
with
so
you.
much. Nice. Okay. Also, let's see messages up on our YouTube platform. Okay. Okay. So Cruz tells us he's well enjoying the show. Thank you so much, Cruz. Appreciate that one. Real quick though, let's jump into our next story. So let's talk about the Blues. Thomas Tuchel on Tuesday said that Chelsea must start from scratch in selecting a squad for the League Cup quarterfinals after reporting yet another COVID-19 case, as Liverpool's assistant manager criticized the absurd festive schedule. Now, a quote here says, "We can start from scratch, and this is what we do right. Do right now." Said Tuchel, "We've delayed training until late afternoon. Right now, we will prepare for the match to be played."
Yeah, but even in the planning, he says he doesn't know how many people will show up for training after. Yeah, because you do your COVID test, then come for training, and so you don't know what the results will be before you come. Really crazy times. But I mean, when the Premier League met on Monday and decided that they're going to hold matches in spite of the surge, I was happy. I was like,
Of
yeah,
course.
you're going to have to find a way to live with this thing. If I were a footballer, I'd play my match and go back home. I don't need to go out. I don't need to go to the restaurant. I can order a takeout. I don't need to see people. Stop socializing. Just go home. That's all you need to do. That's if your job depends on it. If you're a fan, yeah, you can do what you want to. When you fail your COVID test, you won't use your ticket. But as a footballer, that's where you earn your salary. You go home. But it's a struggle. I understand exactly what Thomas Tuchel is talking about, because despite players being vaccinated, I mean, you can still get affected by this. So it's a tough one for him. He's come out to complain. He really wanted his matches to be postponed till he gets his first team. Sorry, he's looking for specific members of his first team to be available. So it's not like
Can you blame him really? You
He's
can't
not-
really blame him now. He's lost his Lukaku for a long time.
it's not like he's
doing so
had
well.
it's not like he's had too many players out unavailable. He has enough players to play. He just doesn't have the players he desires. and And that's where Tuchel's problem is. He just needs particular players to come back and he'll be complaining too much. However, there's no doubt that COVID has affected his first team players. And so we wait to see. But he has to play the game today because Premier League has decided that they're not going to, FA has decided not to cancel their games. So the game goes on. For Liverpool, though, I don't understand why Jurgen Klopp and his men keep complaining every single year about the festive period games. Like, is if when
They
you are
take the
signing
burden
a
on them,
contract to come to England, is the first thing you know. It's like saying I'm moving to Nigeria, but I don't want sun to touch me. Sun will touch you at some point. It's simple. So you can't be moving to. It's the first thing you know. You know that in England they
They play
don't go on
Christmas
Christmas
matches.
holiday. Or they play Boxing Day match. They play New Year match. So that all that winter break people used to have in other countries, you don't have it. It's the first thing you know, and they've been here for years. So you, the first year you complained, the second year you complained, the third year you complained, the fourth year you complained, the fifth year you continue complaining till the contract is over. Be complaining. So it's a tough one for I think a lot of the players because of the COVID situation. Um, and for some teams that had postponed matches, I don't know how they're going to play that backlog. It's going to be ridiculous. However, Liverpool coaching staff should stop complaining. They've been here long enough to know. They knew it happened before they came. It's going to continue after they leave. So they need to stop complaining about the festive period matches. Those matches happen for life. Just like AFCON Europe, AFCON is going to continue happening. So if you buy an African player, you know that he's going to
play
leave
AFCON
for
in
AFCON.
January.
Don't come and be looking for excuses. So that's what happens. So those are the issues with those teams. But they have to play today. So Leicester Liverpool, really huge one. I can't wait to see that one. Chelsea, I think is it
That's why they're
Chelsea take
complaining, really,
yeah
though.
Chelsea take on Brentford. Those are giant killers, but I think they can get away with something there. But Tottenham West Ham. London Derby. That's a good one. So today, those are the matches to expect from the Carabao Cup. So sit in front of your TV this evening and enjoy.
Alrighty, let's talk about the La Liga. Okay, so Sevilla held to a draw by a much improved Barcelona side. And I think we've talked about this before, but let me just dive into the story. Second place Sevilla were held to a 1-0 draw by Barcelona on Tuesday, a result that helped Real Madrid to open a 5-point lead at the top of the Liga.
Okay, so I would say this for Barcelona. They've been looking shaky all season, but since Xavi came, and when Xavi was a footballer, I used to think he was a calm, measured person. But coaching will reveal your true behavior because he's there jumping all over the pitch, and you think at some point he's just going to roll up his jeans and get on the pitch and make the
Give me
cross
the ball.
himself.
Just give me the ball.
It's just because he's telling the guys and he's motivating. He's just a different person on the side of the pitch, very different from the player I knew for years playing football. He was kind of the calm head, the measured one, the one always trying to calm things down. But here is the one always trying to instigate some action and throw in some urgency and some intensity. But I would say this: Sevilla did the job they needed to do. They scored a goal from a set piece. Barcelona replied from a corner too. So it was 1-1 at the end of first half, and it was a fair result because both teams went at it. I think the reason why the reasons Barcelona haven't really done much is Barcelona are not the same team that they were. They have a lot of young stars playing for them. So the guys have the enthusiasm, they have the skill, but they don't have the maturity yet, and the experience to know what to do when they get the ball in the right places. But they came at the game, especially after Sevilla went one man down. And that boy, I don't think he should just have been given a red card. I think he should have been given a 10-day house arrest because he was upset at somebody. Then he took the ball and he threw it at the other player's
Oh,
head.
wow.
It was not a normal tackle red card. There was a small squabble, and he carries the ball and he throws it at the player's head. He did not care that the assistant referee was right beside him. He didn't care that the center referee. He didn't even care about
He put his team
anything.
in jeopardy.
So that kind of thing, he will go for anger management. If I were the coach, yes, he will go for anger management. If I had the La Liga, he'd stay under house arrest. What is the meaning of all that bad behavior? And if I were the club, I'd fine him extra because that was just bad behavior. It's not a regular red card. But he put his team one man down for 17 minutes. Barcelona came out those 17 minutes. Unfortunately, Sevilla did a fantastic job, and Barcelona weren't able to score. But they got a draw. At least they didn't lose. So, so let's applaud them.
So that means Barcelona. It also means that Barcelona can't make it to the top four, can they?
Not now. So, but also in the Syria, good news for Juventus. They won their game by 2 goals to nil. Atalanta dropped points again yesterday because they had a goalless draw against Genoa. So today again, the Syria continues. So their matches, midweek matches everywhere. Before it used to be only England that used to play midweek matches. Now everybody's playing midweek matches. So the Italian Serie A is on today. You can catch AC Milan, Inter Milan, Roma today. The La Liga is also on today, and the Carabao Cup. Whichever one is your poison, pick it.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Tega. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. But the show has come to an end. But you know what? There's more to come in a few more minutes. It's great music and also some nuggets in between the show. So we recommend that you stay with us all the way till 11. By the way, you can catch Tega on social media. She's at Tega Supreme. Yes, particularly on the Bird app and other places generally. So reach out to her and continue the conversation there. Stay with us. This is Smooth 98.1.
Let me carry my shoe and be going. Good night. Yeah, you too.
Your mic was still on when you said it. Let me.
It's okay, they'll be alright.
Alright,
They
Tega.
know that I'm not wet.
Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, now you mentioned caution. I need to cough too.